Hi and welcome to day 2 of week 4 of training cycle 2 of 2021. Yet another fantastic day. You know that meme? Oh yes, it's all coming together. This is the one. This is the one, man. Pressing strength is 1,000,000% confirmed to have improved now. But let's talk about the bench press later. Let's try to keep that as an Easter egg. I think the people who follow my channel closely, you already know what I hit today. I might put it in the thumbnail, we'll see. But yeah, let's watch this squat. 120 felt heavy today. It felt heavy, but it was like doable. Yeah. I don't like squatting right now. It's hard, it's heavy. But it is what it is, guys. And to be honest, the squat is more important than anything else in the program, because it builds your main brunt of your leg strength, and it builds some significant back strength too. So the squat, I would say, probably builds. I mean, if you put 100 kilos on your squat, about 50% of the muscles in your body will have gotten significantly bigger. Measurably bigger, right? Your arms probably didn't get bigger. Your forearms probably didn't get bigger. Your delts probably didn't get bigger. But your whole spinal erectors got bigger. You likely had to get a bigger upper back in general to support that heavy squat. You likely had to get a stronger core. You likely had to get stronger glutes, hamstrings, calves. And yes, calves and hamstrings actually do count as stabilizers on the squat. You probably did get stronger quads and stronger glutes as well, if I didn't mention those. So yeah, the squat is a vital element to this program, and many people call Bulgarian training squat every day. I don't, because I don't squat every day. I squat 6 days a week. So if you guys are familiar with Ivan Juric, I think that's probably not how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm going to pronounce it for now. He's doing squat every day, like day 490 something. He's doing great, but the point is, he can say that he's squatting every day because he is. But I can't say that, so that's why I call this Bulgarian training instead. However, I would like to come up with a better name for it, but let's stop talking about this bullshit. 95 kilo bench press, guys. This is phenomenal. This is true progress, and I'm getting closer and closer by the day to 100 kilos. Boom. Right? The pause could have been longer, but man, 95. Man, I was happy with this. You can see that just I've calmed down now, obviously, since it's been several hours. But yeah, I was very satisfied. Not satisfied, but like happy and amped up about that 95, because I'm happy because I don't have to increase the overhead press or the bench press for 2 weeks. I get to maintain this week at these weights, which that will be very difficult. The next week I get to maintain the same weights for the overhead press and the bench press again. Then the week after that, we're going to increase the bench press to 97.5 and keep the overhead press at 65. Then the week after that, what is it? We're probably going to go... Alright, whatever. I can't remember my program exactly. I have it written down. But I get to maintain both of my presses, my overhead and my bench. I get to maintain those for this week and next week. So that feels good. The fact that I don't have to hit any more PRs. I just need to maintain this very high level that I already have before breaking into new territory, which I'm already in new territory, to be honest. But yeah, man, I'm very, very happy with today's workout. This 135 kilo deadlift, 90% of what I'm going to do on Saturday, if I get it. The plan is obviously to do this deadlift every day, or at least 5 days a week, this 135, and go at 90% so that I can keep better form, and hopefully so that I can not only build some technique, build some intra and intermuscular coordination, but also so that I can build all the muscles associated with the deadlift by doing a little bit of extra deadlifting and ingraining the proper movement pattern which my 135 today wasn't perfect, but I'm probably like, if my bad form deadlift that I posted on Saturday is a 30 out of 100 in form, then what I did today was probably a 85 or 90 out of 100 in form. So basically, I only got to get my back a little bit straighter, probably tweak a few other things, make little tweaks here and there, but overall my deadlift that I'm doing 5 days a week, but at 90%, basically the deadlifting I'm doing instead of power cleaning, I do believe it's going to help my deadlift. And by the way, guys, for those who will ask, I don't think anyone's going to ask this, but in case you're wondering, there's no way I'm going above 90% as a daily thing, all right? Because 90% on the deadlift is very heavy, and I can't even do, say, 95% with good form. So there's no point in doing that if you're going to do it all the time. Bad form, I usually don't recommend it at any time, but if there's one time you can probably use a little bit worse form, it's when you want to hit a big PR. Because the fact is, when you're lifting an absolutely maximum weight, your weakness will show unless all of your muscles are exactly perfectly balanced for your specific technique and frame structure. So that's a very rare thing, by the way, that people miss an absolute max deadlift or barely get an absolute max deadlift with perfect form, right? That's very, very unusual. Most of us have weaknesses, whether it be quads, which is extremely unusual, or it would be more common, like me, hamstrings and lower back, but whatever. Oh, by the way, this is what I was talking about with the little ring in the middle of the weight. I forgot to look at the screen. Yeah, as you can see, this is very irritating, but it's still better than the other plates that flip around. So I'll have to be careful so that I don't let that ring slide out during my sets again, because that was difficult. But I still got a good third set despite that little hiccup I had on the second set of these rows today. Okay. Third set. These rows are very interesting, man. They are feeling a lot better with the new contraption of weights, using these rubber 20s instead of using the pure iron 20s. And by the way, when I say rubber, of course there is metal, but you guys probably understand that too. But I don't want to call this a bumper plate, since it really isn't. It's just like a metal plate with a thin layer of rubber on top of it, hardened rubber, whatever it is. So yeah, I like these plates because they don't tilt to the sides. The diameter of the hole is a bit smaller. I think that has something to do with my weights being second hand and them being a bit worn down. So the hole in the pure iron plate is larger in diameter, which will let it tilt to the sides easier. But that's probably not going to make a big difference in my training. It could make a difference in the weight of the plates though, but probably not more than a couple grams. So yeah. What am I even talking about? 12 chin-ups. This is good. This is just true, solid reps, building the lats, building the biceps. And guys, I forgot. No shoulder pain today. I may have gotten a voice crack, but I did not get any shoulder pain, which I'd rather have a voice crack than shoulder pain. So that's fantastic. All right, I also did holds, double overhand holds with 120 and 100 today. Although the 120 was very short, it was basically a deadlift with a short hold at the lockout, a couple seconds. So, although the form on the way up looked good, because, I mean, this is only 80% of my 1 rep max, it isn't 80% on my 1 rep max for double overhand, though. As you can see there, serious grip issues. Oh, that's the dog for you. Dog just woke up here, is itching himself on the neck. Hey, Darcy, du duktig pojke. Yep, my dog just went and lied down again. Exhaled deeply. I don't think he understands the significance of my 95 kilo bench press. But then again, he's just a dog, so can't blame him. Right now he's looking at me kind of confused because I think he knows that I'm talking about him. Yes. This is how you pass time on a long video. My videos are fucking long at this point, but you got to keep every rep in. It's important, man. 100 kilos. This was a better double overhand hold, and I grabbed it well, but it really pressed on my calluses in my hands, so they hurt, but it was more of a grip issue. So, yeah. Grip wasn't the best today. Otherwise, it was a pretty decent day. And, of course, the workout continues. We're not done yet. So, as I've been talking about the last couple, really yesterday and today, glutes. We got to build. I'm sorry if you can hear this in the background. My dog is licking his balls. I'm just gonna stay with this. On the other side of the balls, on the other side of the hip, away from the balls, there are actually a certain muscle called glutes. And that was the muscle that I decided to develop today with hip thrusts. No, not hip thrusts, glute bridges. There's actually a difference. Hip thrust is when you place your back up on a bench. So that's actually a different thing, and I need to stop calling these hip thrusts. They are glute bridges, for anyone who is curious. Although it does say that in the, not title, but in the text down below to the left. You probably have not missed that, but whatever. 10 reps with this 10 reps with 100 kilos today. And I do think that my glutes aren't quite the limiting factor on my squat, but they are close to being. I mean, probably I could increase my squat another 5 kilos or 2.5 kilos without my glutes being the limiting factor. But to get to the next level, to get to 130, 140, I need to build more glutes. And obviously, the glutes aren't the only problem, but I'm going to build these up. Build up the glutes for the sloots. However, we do need to be careful with this, adding in a bunch of volume. So I just did 1 set again today. Next week, I'm probably going to do 2 sets, but with 102.5. And the week after that, I'm most likely going to do 3 sets with 105. So that way, it's not perfect, but we're at least ramping up the volume. And I probably could do it in a more intelligent way, but I do believe that I need more volume on my glutes. However, I don't want to overdo it. Alright, Nordic hamstring curl. This was just bleh today. As you guys can probably see, the shin guards, the thing on the top of that, pile of weights is shin guards inside of shin guards. It's my old shin guards from when I was 8 or 9 years old. But anyway, I use those shin guards and I put them inside each other so that I can get I can easily just slide one out and then make that pile of weights and bullshit to get shorter in height. So that's what I did, and that is how I'm going to progress that lift. Just removing one of those, then building up to 3 reps, and so on and so forth. And I am looking forward to getting stronger on that, because lifting all of those weights up and putting them in a pile and lifting all the mats up, I'm not going to pretend like it's really difficult, but it's kind of annoying and it takes several minutes to do. Even when you're quick, it probably does take 5 minutes. Now, obviously it could take a short amount of time if you aren't lazy, but put it this way, there's no way you can do it under a minute unless you really rush it. So it probably takes 2 or 3 minutes, even if you're slow. Good mornings, 22.5 kilos. Yeah. These are interesting, man. It's a bit difficult to get in that perfect position where you get a solid stretch on your hamstrings and you get deep down enough without bending your back at the bottom, all right? This is a difficult lift. And I do think it's very wise of me to start at 20, even though I could probably do sets with 40 right now. Once I get in the right groove and once I build the lower back a little bit, I could probably do sets with 40 kilos, 35 kilos, somewhere in that range. Even though I can do that, I do think it's a good decision by me to start at 20 and as you guys can see, I've already started to ramp it up. The plan is to go 25 tomorrow, 27.5 the day after that, and then go 30, and slowly build up that way to about 40, 42.5, somewhere in that range. That way, even if the progress is too fast for my muscles to catch up, it really isn't a muscular thing, right? I don't need any muscle. I don't need to put on any significant muscle to do 3 sets of 10 with like 40 kilos, somewhere in that range. But I do need to optimize my technique a bit. Because the fact is, I mean, if you've never done an exercise, if you've never done good mornings, for example, which the good morning is a difficult and advanced exercise to get right, especially with a narrow stance and going deep down like this. Yeah, I'm pretty dry in the throat. I would say they're probably around as difficult to learn as the squat, which a lot of coaches say the squat is easy to learn. But then again, it probably took me personally weeks, maybe even months, to get in the right squat position. And technically, you could say that it took over a year, because I started weight training without squatting because I couldn't even do the movement properly. So that's a big mistake by me. But that was enough for today. And I'll see you guys next time tomorrow.